Hello, Reliving the Extreme listeners. Do you enjoy this podcast? Well, obviously you do because you're listening. If you enjoy this podcast and you shop on Amazon, why not wrap that all into one and give our podcast a little bit of support? All you have to do is when you want to shop on Amazon, instead of going to Amazon.com, go to www.tinyurl.com/extreme Amazon. By going there to do your Amazon shopping, you don't spend anything extra, and what it does is it throws a little commission our way here just to support the podcast. So, like I said, if you like to shop on Amazon and you are a fan of this podcast and want to throw us some support, we appreciate it. That is www.tinyurl.com/extreme Amazon. Now, let's relive the extreme. This week on Reliving the Extreme, it may be our first 15-minute episode if my ever-so-capable co-hosts don't have more to say than I do. Hello, everybody. I'm Nate Maxon, along with my brother Aaron.
Hello.
And Mr. Chad Austin.
Aloha, Mr. Han.
How's everybody doing out there tonight?
I've been smoking. I got to be honest. I'm a little slap happy.
To review some of these shows, sometimes a little enhancement is necessary.
Yeah, I mean, I got drunk earlier. I got a new beer. How do you sell me on a new beer? I go to the liquor store and the distributor's putting these beers on the shelf, and I was like, "Oh, is that new?" He goes, "Yeah, it's the first time on sale." And I was like, "Well, wow! I mean, look at it. All right,
look at that pretty bottle."
It's called Faceplant, and I was like, "Wow, that's like wrestling related," and I'll buy that. So yeah, and then I got it home and it was like 6.8. It was like way heavy duty.
Is that bottles or cans?
I only drink cans because
Okay.
I can recycle them and I get paid for my drinking.
Hey! I like that. We don't get paid for that here in Ohio. We just have to give it up to the state. Yeah, they make dough up in Michigan. Before we get into this ECW show, which is November 30th of 1993, I do want to say, just as a personal note, rest in peace, Shock G from Digital Underground. That news sucked this week. He passed away. You know, Humpty, I think I still stay to this day, would have been a great heel wrestler manager gimmick.
Aaron, do you want to tackle this first? Because if you want, I didn't write anything, but I have something mentally that I've written, so I would prefer you go first.
Would he be like the Black Grand Wizard? Like,
well, that wasn't what I thought. But yeah, I guess he would have been. And he would just put like blackface on Killer Khan. Man, Killer Khan, yo. Killer Kanye.
Instead of Fat Boy like Flair, he'd be calling out the fat girl.
Yeah. Jesus. Yeah. I still like Killer Kanye.
Yeah, that's great.
That's going to end up being the episode name. And I totally see what you're doing, Nate. You're totally distracting us from doing this episode. You're clearly taking us down another
Sergeant Slaughter once got busy in a Burger King bathroom.
That's been my answer to so many arguments at a bar before. When somebody would we get into an argument, and the guy was like, "Well, what do you guys say about it?" I go, "I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom," and I just well, I'm walking out.
Straight gangsta Mac walking out.
You hit on a high note. You leave on a high note. Costanza.
Just walk out of the bar going a
I think step off. I'm doing the hump. Leave me alone, man.
That's wonderful. Step off. I'm doing the hump.
Yeah, I mean, what's your problem?
Or dink. That's what you get out of that too. Step off. I'm doing the hump. Or a dink.
Or dink.
Yeah, watch it, man. I'm not responsible for stepped on toes when I'm doing the hump. Come on.
Oh, Chad, you look like MC Hammer on crack, Humpty.
Well,
I guess we're just gonna do all the lyrics of the song. That's gonna be the show.
I will drink up all the Hennessy you got on yourself.
Great episode, guys. It's time to sign off. All right. November 30th, 1993, episode of ECW. And I don't have a lot of substantial notes on this show. But one thing I do, and I'll bring it up through as we go through, and I want to know if you guys agree with me or not. One major note that I have on the show is throughout this show, I think it's a testament to Joey Styles, because a lot of the stuff that's on the TV, if you would close your eyes and just listen to Joey, he is so good at making what he's watching sound so much better than it actually is. If that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. I totally agree. Aaron?
I agree, and like I said, it just Joey was never bad, and it's just crazy how good he was just right out the chute. And I know it was Paul producing him, and he wasn't doing it live or anything, but it's just crazy how good he was.
Mm-hmm. Isn't it funny how good he got so fast?
Oh yeah.
He became like I mean, let's be honest. We all loved Gorilla and Bobby, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all loved all them, Jesse and Vince, whatever. But like Joey Styles was like the best commentator to come along in that era. I don't know, what is it? 30 years?
Yeah,
30 years
easily.
And he did it by himself for the most part. He did it by himself.
I mean, even Lance Russell had to fucking stand next to that corpse, and he had to go, "Ain't that right, Dave?" And Dave goes, "Yeah,
you're right, man."
But Joey Styles did it all by himself, and that's a tribute to him just in itself. Am I not wrong? I mean,
no, absolutely, yeah. And he's the last really good one. Like, to be honest, I know a lot of people like Ronaldo. To me, he's too over the top, and you know, like he might as well just be sitting there going "En fuego" the whole time he's commentating.
Well, Joey's deal is like Joey wasn't overproduced, but he was produced. Because if you don't think there's a video that exists somewhere of Joey Styles sitting in Tommy Dreamer's mom's kitchen, watching a tape that Paul edited, that they ran a wire to, that Paul's not leaning into Joey's ear, telling him to say something, like that's how low budget it was.
Mm-hmm.
That's how low budget we were told that it was, and we figured we don't give a fuck.
Right.
Like we had Maryland wrestling that was that cheap that I made the editing for the tapes. Like I copied the matches. The only thing I didn't leave in was the edited for the commercials, so they could do it at the studio. Whatever, 17 minutes. 17 minutes of an hour is pretty much all we got.
Right.
But ECW got what, I think 38 or like 42 minutes out of the hour. Yeah, so Paulie's standing over Joey going, "Say this." How many takes do you think Joey took on a lot of that stuff?
Get out of my ear, Paulie.
He had to have, right?
Yeah. Yeah. and you're right with Paulie's personality. And you're right with Paulie's personality. I can totally see that. Like, all right, now I'm the commentator editing the boss at this point, you know?
Yeah, he didn't have a whole lot of time to procrastinate and get stuff over. Like what's going on. He had to move on to the next thing.
Mm-hmm. We start this episode off with the Roughneck video from.
God damn, we're just starting this episode off.
MC Light. Yes, we are. We're just getting rolling here, and then Joey is outside the random bricked building, and he's running down the things that have happened to him the past couple of weeks. The choking from Terry Funk, and then what else was there? What else was there, Aaron?
Jason almost hit him with a car.
Oh yeah, Jason almost hitting him with the car, and so he's expecting that he's going to have a little easier interview this time around. In comes Peaches. She's swinging because she's getting ready for our fantastic 6-person tag team match later on, and she accidentally punches Joey in the face.
That we're never going to see over and over again for the next, I don't know, until the divorce.
Yeah.
We're going to see that over and over again until they split up.
Set to whatever music they choose. After this, which I thought it was funny. I mean, it was a funny little gimmick, you know. After this, we see our buddy Maddie in the house laughing at Joey Styles, and I wrote down, Maddie said Joey got his head beat up, whatever that means.
Well,
I don't know. Maybe he smoked some of the shit that we just got today at the fucking clinic. He got his head all beat up.
Oh my God!
Plus, Maddie's mildly challenged anyway, so yeah, expect too much. Yeah,
I mean, no, I don't think so because he's like everybody else. He got brainwashed by Paul. Like all of us, me, I've been brainwashed by Paul, and you two would totally get brainwashed by Paul.
Yep.
If Paul told you, "Hey, I got an idea for you guys," you would do it. You were like, "You're fucking Paul Heyman.
We're gonna bill you as twins."
Yeah, I mean, you ruined the whole entire company. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you guys would do it. Yeah.
And then have to track down our paychecks, probably. We get an ad for the ECW Wrestling Academy, and then we're harped on again about if you didn't watch November to Remember, it's a regret you never forget. These November to Remember ads, I was thinking about it, and like at first I was like, man, why do they keep running ads for this show that so obviously does not have a videotape? They're not trying to sell a videotape, but they keep running ads for a show that is at least 3 to 4 weeks old now. And then I thought about it. Well, I have to think about it when I'm watching this, that at this point, I'm still kind of sort of watching an East Coast independent promotion. So they're showing these highlights over and over and over again to get me to want to come to the next show, as opposed to selling me something that's already happened. Am I off base there, or am I right?
No, I don't think so at all. I mean, Aaron, you guys didn't go, right? I mean, you guys weren't there.
No.
Yeah, this was a time where ECW was running sometimes every 2 weeks, and then like it was back when, they would do. It was right around this time they would do every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks, every 4 weeks. Before Paulie settled into the every 4 week schedule. But yeah, I mean, I agree. It was kind of weird, like what you're saying, like what the matches were and where they were going, with everything.
So the first match we have on the show, Tasmaniac and Sabu. So all right, we're back to this again because this is a show that just every week just keeps changing gears. It's a tale of two ECWs at this point. Aaron, what were your thoughts on this matchup, Tasmaniac and Sabu?
Well, Rockin' Rebel was on commentary, and
yes, he was. Rockin' Rebel was on commentary,
and
don't you forget about, buddy.
Like I said, not trying to bring anything out from before. Like when we tried to do this before, like I pointed out that I thought I heard that Sabu was coming out to the theme from Halloween, which I didn't know he used that. And I also
I think that was my idea.
Yeah,
I think it was.
Well, if it was a good idea.
I don't know where it came out, but I think I gave it to Ian, and I think Ian gave it to Paul, because I always thought that, like, because I always, my favorite Halloween guy is Michael Myers, and I always liked that, and I thought that, like, Sabu, if you're gonna do that little fucking stupid thing where he comes out with the chain across his chest where he can't obviously get out of it, and I was thinking, like, what better music? I mean, because I don't know what Freddy Krueger's music is, and Jason Voorhees' music is not loud enough. I was like, Michael Myers' music, dude, look at that! Like, literally, they ever played that shit when I was in the ring with Sabu. Fuck, my ass would have run out and asked for a refund on my ticket, because I wasn't even booked here. I just showed up. Paulie said, "You want to work Sabu?" Yeah. I go, all right, get in the ring. Well, I'll pay $20 to get in. Well, not anymore. I'm getting my money back.
And a hot dog.
Fuck yeah, on the way out. Hey, it's Kathy.
And then the other note I have is, like I said, because I didn't get to rewatch this, and we didn't, like, we watched this like 2 months ago. I don't remember when the Boston Bad Boy on ECW anyway was the manager of Taz, and they're just like, oh yeah, Boston Bad Boy, he's managing Taz. They never gave us
either, man.
But they brought that up, and Rebel says that Boston Bad Boy is the best manager in professional wrestling.
Well, that's Rock and Rebel.
He's obviously never seen Humpty.
Yeah, never seen Black Grand Wizard.
He's never seen Humpty. That could be the name of the show, man.
He's never seen Humpty.
We're just naming the show like routinely anymore.
I get a grab bag of themes every week when I produce the show. Which one are you gonna pull out, Maxon? My notes here were the couple of things that I had. Where I know I've probably said it on the show before, but for the character that he was playing at this time, which, like I've said, the chain thing was kind of goofy or whatever, but this is my favorite Sabu. I love the lunge when the match starts. That's, and obviously the craziness of it, he inherited from his uncle and learned as much as he could. And then I also have here that there is at one point in the match, and like Aaron said, we watched this like 7 months ago. I put down there at one point in this match, there was a 6 suplex by Taz on Sabu. Like, Sabu is literally like comes out of it doing a headstand pretty much. Like, it's insane.
I always thought, like, there was always an incredible visual between Tasmaniac and Sabu. Even before Taz Sabu.
It's even cooler than Taz and Sabu.
I mean, I don't know, because I like the build up for Taz Sabu.
Well, I liked it too, but I just mean, like, the look of the characters. Like, these fucking guys are insane. Like, the two most insane, like, animals, and you're just putting them in there, and you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen.
That's why I say Tasmaniac first, because when they're standing there and he's doing the foot stomps, whatever, and Sabu's doing the pointing, and it's like, you two fucking idiots, just fucking fight each other. What the fuck are you guys doing? Playing fucking checkers? Get the fuck out of here.
Let's see what would happen if you would put like a bobcat versus like a mongoose or something. Like, it's just fucking creatures.
I really do think that Sabu versus Taz was probably one of the best feuds of, what year was that?
97?
96, 97.
Whatever year that was, that it culminated in, the Bare Legal? Did it culminate in Bare Legal?
Yeah.
Whatever year that was, I thought that was the best feud because they never touched.
Yeah, they did 6 or 7 months where they just never touched each other.
And everybody believed that Taz was going to beat somebody up. Like, nobody believes Taz is going to beat somebody up. Like, not today anyway. But, but back in the day,
Yeah, I was gonna say, on top of it, they meshed in the ring so well too, like you were alluding to. Like no matter which iterations of Sabu and Taz you had, they always meshed it well in the ring together. Like me personally, my top three probably I say quote unquote matchups that they ever did in ECW were Sabu Taz. I like the Jerry Lynn RVD series and Masato Tanaka and Mike Awesome.
Oh,
those are my three faves.
That's some nonsense there. How the fuck you get that guy to do that shit? I don't know who his translator was. They're telling him, you're going to do this. And he's like, oh,
okay.
Like, you're fucking joking, right? There's no chance. I mean, let's be honest. What is Masato Tanaka weigh? 240, 250 pounds?
Probably, yeah. Stocky 250, yeah.
Yeah. And Mike Awesome, who is one of my favorites. I love Mike Awesome. Like, we were good friends, great friends. We didn't even talk about wrestling because he don't even know anything about wrestling. And he would throw that dude. Like,
yeah.
That's
like that goddamn table bump?
Yeah. That's what he was saying. Like, I would throw that dude like out the ring, like over the ropes, whatever. Like he didn't know like how to plan the spots.
Right.
He didn't know how to plan. He just figured, yeah, I'm gonna throw this fucking dude.
where they throw him. There's that bump where they throw him. Where he goes to throw him to put him through the table, and he fucking completely misses the table and just fucking watermelons his head on the goddamn concrete.
Yeah.
He fucking Gary Busey, fucking Masato Tanaka. It's fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, and the best is he has this look where he goes like,
yeah. What the?
what happened? And he's like, dude, you fucking threw him over the table. His head his ear stuck between the guardrail and some lady's size 7. It's a disaster over here. You might want to check this out.
And then the son of a bitch got up and finished the match. God bless him.
Yeah, because his Japanese sponsor is like, dude, this is America.
Bonsai, get up.
Yeah, I mean, Ian Rotten should have ran over and said, dude, we're lazy here in America. We don't do anything. We just bleed and we get unemployment. Because Biden's president now.
Back into this match, Sabu. There was some rest hold in the middle with Sabu selling the knee that Taz worked over pretty well. And then at one point, Rumble carries off Paulie back to the back. At one point in the match, Paulie tries to come back out, and was it Sabu's handler that was holding him back?
No, it was Tony Rumble.
That was holding him back from coming back out?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. For some reason, at that point, he didn't look like Tony Rumble to me. It looked like the guy that came out with the stretcher thing, and I was like, why is that guy holding Paulie back? He's on his side. So I guess I was wrong.
I don't have any idea. I don't know even what you're talking about. Honestly. I think my batteries are working.
Well, Sabu, great plancha to the floor here. I'm just looking at my notes. Taz with a sick chair shot to Sabu. And lost my place. Aaron, pick up for me.
You got more notes than I do, buddy.
Did the referee stop at the 3 count?
Yes. Well, Taz stopped the 3 count.
Yeah, Taz stopped the 3 count, and then that's right. And
then he missed the cannonball. He missed the cannonball, and Sabu pinned him. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I wrote that this was a good match, but a dumb finish. Now it's all coming back to me. Yeah, it was dumb.
Jogging the memory.
I mean, I'm curious to see is who I worked at these tapings. Because I mean, all this is familiar to me, and I'm just not sure who I worked.
And this one's not at the arena. It's at we've established it's at quote unquote random high school or whatever. I don't know exactly what what building it was in, but this isn't at the arena.
Undisclosed.
Yeah, the undisclosed location for ECW.
It was like a medical facility.
After the match, which I mean, it was a good match. It was Sabu and Taz. Of course, it was good. Anything else on that?
Sabu and Taz, you can never say that guaranteed. It all depends on how Sabu and Taz turns out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's mainly because Sabu. This motherfucker just flies all over the place. Flies all around, willy-nilly. and, Taz is 5'5", 240 pounds, and you expect this guy to catch you. He's flying around. Oh, you never know when Sabu was on. Like when Sabu was on, Sabu was fantastic. Sabu is tremendous. But there's a lot of times when he's not on, and Tasmaniac, which is a great opponent at this time for Sabu, because they can kind of learn how to put a match together, to take it on the road. Because doesn't that sound like a great match? Sabu against Taz?
Absolutely.
Well, they can learn how to put the match together. They're going to have to learn how to work with each other. Because, Taz is not going to deal with this fucking guy just flipping and flopping.
No plan.
Just doing whatever.
Did you ever work Sabu?
Yeah, we're going to get to that one.
Okay. Well, that's because I guess I'll ask you when we get to it, because that's my biggest question does working with him, is he as erratic as he seems, or is it planned erratic? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
He's not erratic. He's a Shattuck.
Well, all right then. We'll get to it when we get to it. I didn't know if you guys ever worked each other or not.
They actually did a promo on a TV show for it. On an ECW TV show next week, Sabu versus Chad Austin. And when my buddy showed me, I went, "You've got to be kidding me." I got no offense. None. I got none. Zero. He killed me. He totally just squashed me. And he killed me. He could have broke my neck.
Worse than Snuka?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Snuka was an embarrassment. I didn't take Snuka to the heart like that.
Yeah.
I mean, but Sabu, yeah, he killed me.
$5 tickets. We're talking about that again as I flip my page here. Another ad for the ECW hotline with Paulie Dangerously. Todd Gordon talking about fan appreciation and $5 tickets. We get the Shane Douglas wrestler video again, just rolling through the things we're seeing here. And now we have Maddie talking about the pick the main event, viewer's choice at Holiday Hell again. And he actually, I think if I picked it up here, he calls Rockin' Rebel Joey Buttafuoco at this point.
He also implies that Joey Styles is a child predator and dates high school girls.
I didn't catch that.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Okay. I also endorse that. I have no reason why. I'm just going to throw that out there. Who is it again?
Joey Styles.
Oh, no, I take it back. I actually like Joey. I thought you were going to say Rockin' Rebel.
Yeah, Rockin' Rebel, he calls Joey Buttafuoco here. And we're talking about the viewer's choice main event for Holiday Hell. Now, we saw last week they showed some videos for possible opponents. This week, they show the Hawk video. They show the Terry Funk video. They show the Paulie video with a Paulie narration here. They show a Salvatore Bellomo video with some interesting new music in this.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I love that we're still pushing Sal.
Nate, why do you think they did this?
I think that I keep trying to think in the respect of as I'm watching these shows.
God, I can't get in position.
I keep trying to think as I'm watching these shows that I have to put myself in the mindset that I'm not yet watching a national promotion. I'm still watching an independent promotion. So the way that they advertise things and the way that they book things and the way that they present things on television is all, we're not heading to a pay-per-view, or we're not, we're just trying to get people into our next little show that we're going to have in our arena and work them into the seats. So here we go. We're going to just put out a bunch of names. Look who's in ECW: Sabu, Terry Funk, Sal Balomo, Mr. Hughes, Jim the Anvil Neidhart. You'll know that name.
Jim the Anvil Neidhart?
Yeah, they showed a Jim the Anvil Neidhart video even.
Yeah, they showed Kevin and Woman.
Yeah.
I think they were doing it, and I might be completely off kilter when I say it, but I think they were trying to see who people had interest in. Like, who do we want to spend money on? Who do we want to keep? Like, if a bunch of people call in and say, oh, we want to see Sal. Like, oh, well, let's keep Sal on then.
We knew Sal was money.
Yeah, it's like it's their way of pulling people.
Yeah, no. I don't think Sal. I don't even think Sal was the fifth option.
I'm not saying they picked him. I'm just saying that's the way they were gauging their audience. Like, who was our audience into? Well, let's see who they vote for.
And then I guess,
what, Aaron, it's very very weird, because the way that I saw it is like I saw it nothing like that, because I saw it as Paul Lee was already looking to get rid of a lot of them guys. Like, he wasn't going to pay for a Tatanka and whatever his name is, Posada, whatever the fuck their names were, Bad Cup, whatever company. He wasn't going to pay for them anymore. Like, and so he was going to go local. And I think that he was just like, he wanted to see not so much who the people wanted to see at the shows. He just wanted to see how many people called the line.
Yeah. Yeah. And that makes sense. Like, it's kind of like the, not the same thing, but it's kind of like back in the day when the WWF, they do an injury angle with Hogan. Send us your postcards to Hulk Hogan to tell him to get well, but they were actually using it to build a base to send out their catalog. They wanted a base of addresses to send. So you're onto something there. I think they're gauging interest in the promotion, not the wrestlers, is what you're saying.
Yeah, there's no chance that Paul Lee, Tommy, and Bubba sat around, or not even Bubba yet at this point, sat around and opened up envelopes and go, well, I got one for Tommy Cairo. I don't think that happened.
What a Saturday night.
Yeah. All right, put that one in the Tommy Cairo. Oh, 2 for the Sandman. Well, it's looking like we're going to have the Sandman against Cairo again. I don't think that's the way it works. But you could almost look at that with every legitimate hotline gimmick, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm old enough to know every time.
Other than Mean Gene's lying ass,
gimmick, you see that.
Other than Mean Gene's lying ass.
Mean Gene, he's the gospel. As a matter of fact, he's in my will.
1-900-909-9900.
Yeah,
never
I
forget
know where
it.
the
Never forget it.
Are going. And
He's
going to tell me for $1.99.
A new talent from a rival promotion might be coming here sometime in the next 6 months, possibly.
Hey, no, don't hate on it though. He made fucking bank off that.
Goddamn right he did.
Bischoff said he subsidized fucking Gene's fucking pay by that fucking hotline.
He said that?
Yeah, he said that, like, when Gene came in and Gene came up with that hotline deal, like, he was able to pay Gene like a lower salary because Gene got to cut all that fucking hotline money.
Well, there you go. My hotline didn't do anything.
All right, so let me see here. Where were we?
We're nowhere near on track of doing this show, right?
No.
Like this whole entire show is going to be not about this show that we're watching, right? That is completely what it seems like.
It's
all about fucking black
I'm gonna
Grand Wizard and
I've got
Gene
another
Oberlin's fucking
yeah,
money.
I was gonna say I've got another name for this. I got another name for this episode. Skirting the issue. That's what it's gonna be called. Up next on the show, another ad for the Variety Club, Todd Gordon's promotion or charity he likes.
It's a charity to support people like the Sandman, Big Sal, and Christopher Michaels, and it helps support their family to take the weight of having to take care of these special need people.
And Christopher Michaels goes bleep, bleep, bleep. And up next, this 6-man or 6-person deal, I guess. We've got Johnny Hotbody.
You can't call Hunter Q a man.
Johnny Hotbody, Tony Stetson. Johnny Hotbody, Tony Stetson, and Hunter Q Robbins III against the Sandman, JT Smith, and Peaches. This is also one where I wrote down, if I close my eyes, Joey Styles makes these guys sound better than they are in real life. The commentary was better than the match. Let's put it that way.
I don't understand why you could possibly think that. I mean, just look at the talent that you have right there. I mean, Hotbody and Stetson, I mean, they're just like 7 steps below the Hart Foundation. JT and Sandman hardly ever teamed before in their lives, but you know what? They're so good at singles, so when they get together, they can form a mediocre tag team.
It's the mediocre powers.
Yeah, and I actually wrote that I can't watch this. I don't know, like what's the goal? What is going on, right?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Are you going to put over Stetson and the other jabroni or JT and Sandman? But why? Because we don't have the Philadelphia tag team titles anymore. Who are the ECW tag team champions?
Right now, we got what is it? It's Tommy Dreamer and Salvatore Sincere. Well, Johnny Gunn.
Well,
I guess.
Have to ask, what is it?
I want to say this. At least the tag titles have stayed on the same guys for at least 2 weeks. I'll put it that way. We haven't had it vacated in the past couple of weeks, so I guess that's good.
And boy, we got 20 minutes to go still.
I also put in my notes like every week when Hunter Q's on, we're like, this is the last time we're gonna see him. And then he just keeps showing up. He's like a fucking bad penny. Like he just keeps popping up. Like Hunter Q, he's a fucking cockroach, man. Can't kill him.
I think he owns like real estate somewhere in that area, and like he has the mortgage on that fucking property or something.
It was his building they filmed this in. Our undisclosed location was
because
Hunter Q's building.
Like wrestlers are like that, man. Like a lot of wrestlers have like their other like day jobs where they're successful, you know, like realtors and other kind of stuff. But when they get like I don't know, what do you call it when they get seen as on the public? When they get seen in the public, like they actually take it like, oh, I'm famous, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you're Dwayne Gill. I mean, me and Dwayne are good friends. We've been good friends way before he was even a job guy in WWE. But you know what I mean? It's like when these guys are like, you're nobody. You're crickets.
Just come build my deck.
Yeah, do whatever you do to make money.
In my pool, Gilbert.
Oh, Gilbert's great, man. I don't shit on Gilbert. That motherfucker gets bookings, man.
Yep.
Vince,
and you know what? He's entertaining. He's entertaining as shit.
I'm not making fun of him.
Aaron and I saw him a couple of years ago, right before the pandemic hit, at an indie show in Fort Wayne, and Dwayne was entertaining as shit as Gilbert. It was great. Like it's an awesome indie wrestling gimmick. You know, Yeah,
and he had a terrible match. He had a terrible match, and when it was over, there was like 1, 2, 3, and then he was like standing in the ring, and he looked at the entire crowd, and was like, "Sorry." Like, he legit said, "Sorry. Have a good day."
The last show that I worked, like in my career, and this is going to be it. I don't know what it was 2 years ago, and the main event was Sandman against Gilbert. And I said, I'm going to walk out. I'm going to walk out, and I'm going to see this match. I can't believe how this is going to, work out. And I work out there, and they get in the ring, and Sandman apparently had gotten sober, and he didn't have any beer. And I was driving with my friend Ruckus to the show, and we stopped off the store. All he had was a 12-pack of Keystone. And I'm like, I'm buying Keystone, for Christ's sake. So I get to the show, and I give the Sandman my last 2 or 3 beers, whatever. And he's going in the crowd, and he's throwing them out to the crowd and doing his gimmick, whatever. And he looks at Gilbert, and he's like, "Why are we going to fight, bro? Let's just drink beers." That was the main event. Like, there was no main event.
Thanks for coming.
Yeah, and Gilbert is like, I'm sure Doin was expecting to get his ass whooped. Like, Sandman's gonna beat the crap out of me. Sandman, why are we gonna fucking, fight, bro? Let's just drink beers. How the fuck do you get that gig? Like, that's the best gig. Like, James Ellsworth, he's also a good friend of mine. How the fuck do you get that gig? Do you have to be born deficient?
Right.
I mean, is that how this shit works? Like, I'm a healthy person. I can do a moonsault. I can drive. I know which shoes are left and are right. I'm pretty capable. Why didn't I get a run? I mean, Brett. Me and Brett could have been so good.
I lost track of my notes. Okay. Peaches winds up pinning Hunter in this match. I don't have shit for notes on it because kind of like Chad. Chad said, I'm not watching this. I said, I'm watching this, but I was totally zoning. I mean, it was, again, Joey's commentary, if you close your eyes, made it sound better than it was. Post-match.
Well, the finish was Peaches punched Hunter Q in his little dick. That was the end of that was how they ended it.
Jason attacks the Sandman after the match, and Mr. Hughes comes in and helps Jason with the attack. And then Tommy Cairo comes out to help the Sandman. How close are we to the Tommy Cairo Sandman feud?
How close are we to the end of the fucking show? Not our show, but what are they? What are they doing? I mean, let's be honest. They bombarded us with ads for the next shows that are coming up. Mm-hmm. And all they keep doing is showing matches that they're advertising. Advertising matches. Throw a fucking match on TV.
Right. And not
Put
this
a match
match.
on the fucking goddamn screen.
And yeah, like I said, not this one. Give me something other than this, I don't know, opening match or whatever the hell it was. But they tried to do an angle after, I guess, with Hughes and Jason attacking Sandman and Cairo coming out to help. But the match itself, a waste of time on TV. You're not wrong at all on that. It was pointless. We get another ad to bring ECW to your community, another November to remember. It's a regret you'll never forget. And then Joey Styles narrates a report on the Public Enemy Bad Company stuff. And again, he describes it better than it actually is when he's describing the angle. But anything on this, guys? I don't have anything.
Joey claims that Pat Tanaka getting his knee busted is going to change the entire face of professional wrestling. That's what he says.
I want to say that Pat Tanaka's check not clearing probably changed the whole face of professional wrestling for ECW. That's probably what happened.
It's much more likely than his knee injury. Yeah. And then we get a Hunter Q promo to close. Yes, a Hunter Q Robbins promo to close the show. He runs down his failures, which he should. He should do that.
He runs down his failures?
Yes, he literally. I had the Super Destroyers, and they broke up, and one of them got unmasked, and I was depantsed by Sherry, and blah blah. He's just going through his utter failures of his career, but then he's gonna, and I quote, he's hatching a plot.
Yes, he says he's going. He also says that he also says that he's retreating to the mountains. Like he's going to the mountains. That's what he said. Mountains. Yes, I'm going. He says he's going to the mountains to hatch a plot,
and he's going in that tuxedo shirt. And when he's done hatching his plot up there on the mountaintop, he'll be back in ECW.
Or he gets eaten by a fucking bear.
Hopefully,
how much you want to bet that he's not going to be back in ECW?
Like Aaron said, he's a bad penny, though. He might show up again. You never know.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, how great would it have been if like some of these people would have showed up back in the day?
Have Hunter Q show up in like
98.
Yeah, 98 when New Jack.
No.
It's taking me 5 years to figure it out. But I got a plan.
Let's not get crazy. Let's just say he takes no. Not. Let's just say he takes like a year off, and he comes back. You know, when the Pit Bulls were getting the push, you know, and the Dudleys, whatever, just to bring it back to get the ball chair shot, right? I mean, isn't that what you really want?
Yeah, I want to watch New Jack run a shopping cart into him and then staple a dollar bill to his head. That's what I
don't even wish that on him. I mean, I just wish the New Jack fucking chair shot to where he gets in the ring and he smacks the guy with the cane a couple times, and the guy falls to his knee. And then New Jack standing behind him with the chair. And then it's boom.
Back to the mountains with you, Robbins.
I'm just thinking of Hunter Q in like 98. Like the fucking lights go out and they're like, who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be? And then the lights come on. Fucking Hunter Q. Fucking place would come unglued, man.
Dude, how much do you want to bet the place would have came unglued?
Yeah. Hunter Q.
Yeah, they would have fucking loved it.
Aaron, you got something there. Why didn't Paul think of that? That's not a bad deal. Because let's be honest, if Paul thought enough of me to put some effort into me to push me for, you know, as an underneath like babyface / heel kind of thing, and that he wasn't paying a lot of money to, you know, $100, whatever. Why not a guy like Hunter that you could just abuse? Like, isn't that what them managers are for?
Yes.
Right?
And he would have just been happy to be there.
Yes, and then plus he would have been on TV. That's a great observation, I think.
The Hunter Q angle that could have been. Tell you what. Well, overall, yeah. Here we go. It's time. Let's say what our overall grade of this show was this week. November 30th, 1993. I give it a D. And that's only because Sabu and Taz were on it, and that was good.
I'd agree with that. And honestly, I think that talking about it made me enjoy it more, if that makes sense.
That happens every week, though. Chad, what's your final assessment of this episode of ECW?
Well, the one thing that I liked about it was I really liked the I thought we were going to conflict about this during the conversation, but we didn't. So that's cool. where when they showed a whole bunch of the videos, and I thought that was great because I mean, how many times has the theme been? I tell you, Paul don't have fucking, any material.
Right. Yeah.
So I thought that was great because Paul was setting in stone. These are the guys I'm running with. These are my stars, right?
Right. Yeah. Come see them. And like I said, that's. Oh, go ahead.
It was a big portion of the show.
Mm-hmm.
A very big portion of the show.
And at the end of the day, like I said earlier, it's the whole goal. If an indie promotion has a TV, especially TV on a channel that has I'm assuming that this sports channel had a decent amount of homes that it was in. If you have that kind of a TV slot as an indie promotion in 1993, you want to use it to promote your arena shows as much as you can. I stumbled over my words there for a minute, but the whole point of this show is to get asses into the arena to come pay a ticket to watch your show, essentially. So the advertising those names, like you said, Chad, that's Paulie saying, these are the names I have. If you like them, come experience our show.
That's exactly what I got out of it. I thought that Paulie had nothing to use as far as TV material, as far as match quality, whatever. And I mean, we're still building to the $5 whatever show, right?
Yes,
we're still building towards all that. So why wouldn't you? You're gonna show videos of Kevin Sullivan and Mr. Hughes. I don't know, all the other fucking jabronis that they showed the video guys, whatever. Like, why wouldn't you want to do that to anybody that's just, browsing the fucking remote control and see that?
It's more. I don't want to say it's not a wrestling show, but he's almost treating it more like an infomercial than a wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what wrestling is.
Yeah.
A 1 hour TV show of wrestling is a 1 hour infomercial. It's always been that.
And as we've been talking this right here, this viewer's choice thing, I just ding, ding, ding. It just came into my head. It's fucking brilliant. And here's why. You are in no way, shape, or form advertising that any of these guys are going to be on the card. So all you need is for two of them to show up. Because it's a viewer's choice, choose your main event. All you need is for two of these guys to be on the show, and you have not given any false advertising. Because you're like, well, you didn't choose Neidhart, you didn't choose Sal, you didn't choose Sullivan, so they're not here. But Funk and Sabu are. You know what I mean? It's a perfect gimmick because you're advertising names that could or could not be on the show, but you're not guaranteeing any of them will be.
I clearly cannot say I know anything about this. Like, no. I mean, I'm not currently friends with Mr. Heyman. I have no idea what that's about. That is beyond. That's what Mr. Heyman and his associates. But I totally understand what you mean because I've seen shows where if the main event goes on before intermission, then it's considered you can't get your money back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, if something happens, travel, storm, I don't know, whatever it is, and nobody shows up and they can get Raven and Tommy in the ring at 9:00, and it's like, it's the main event. No refunds.
No refunds. Well, that is, we'll put it in the, unless you had anything else, Aaron. Sorry, I kind of blabbed there.
No, you're all right.
We'll put that one in the books. November 30th, 1993, ECW. We made it through. And it wasn't 15 minutes either, like I predicted. But I do want to encourage everyone before we leave you here on Reliving the Extreme for this week I'm going to shamelessly plug, and of course Aaron and Chad can as well. I want everybody to please check out WrestleNet Radio. if you get a chance. It is on. We have a Facebook page for WrestleNet Radio, 24/7, 365 wrestling talk. This podcast is actually episodes of this podcast are featured on there as well, and it's just something that I think it's gonna be fun as we go through the adventure of doing that. We're gonna do some other shows in development for the radio station. You can go to the Facebook page or go to the We Can't Wrestle Facebook page as well, and download the app from the Google Play Store. I'm still waiting on Apple to approve the damn Apple app. But anyway, you can download the app from the Google Play Store if you have an Android phone, or there is a web link that you can click to open the station in Safari on your iPhone. And that's really all. You guys want to plug anything before we sign off this week?
Aaron?
I'm good.
Oh, you're good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You have nothing to plug?
Nope.
I mean, we have
buy the shirt.
We have
buy the fucking shirt. Buy the fucking shirt.
Minutes. Come on, plug something.
Well, there's shirts. There's
shirts,
hoodies.
Where do you
buy
get
the shit?
Shirts at? Come on.
It's teespring.com, reliving the extreme.
Good God.
They just show up at my house. I don't know.
And you're the one that said you had to carry Nate had to carry us on this podcast. I'm asking you for a plug so we can get some fucking goddamn residuals on the return of the show. And you're going, I don't know. Buy the shirt. Fuck, buy the shirt.
How much is a shirt? How much is it?
I don't know. Nate, send it to me.
$22.99.
That's how I am too. Like, it just showed up at my house. I don't fucking know where it came from or how it got here or how much it cost. I just put it on.
I'm sure it don't take a whole lot to go Google.
Or if you join our Facebook group, Reliving the Extreme, the Facebook group, I do have a link as well where you can click to purchase the shirt that Aaron and Chad have so well modeled on our Reliving the Extreme.
So how much is it again?
$22.99 for the shirt.
I love the shirt, by the way.
Thank you. I didn't make it. Some kid in Taiwan probably did, but he thanks you as well. But yeah, it's a cool shirt. It's
I think it's a kid in my neighborhood made.
It's not a cheapy shirt either, folks.
He ran it down the street. I saw him running down the street like it was like one of them old like Karate Kid movies. Like, look what I made! Look what I made!
Buy the shirt!
Buy the shirt! Yeah, that's awesome, bro.
It's a Gildan t-shirt, folks. It's not a cheap ass shirt. So go ahead, get on there, buy the shirt, support the podcast. We appreciate
the Variety Club kids are making them.
I don't know about all that.
Back to work, Chris Michaels.
Cleft Palate and Clubfoot need your money.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus.
All right. Chad, anything you want to plug?
Fell off a fucking cliff quick. Jesus Christ.
Best show ever.
There's the title.
Best show ever. Well, thank you all this week for joining us on Reliving the Extreme. And next week we will be reviewing the show from December 5th, 1993. That being said, thank you to my co-hosts for joining me. Thank you to our listeners for joining us. And we will see you next week as we continue Reliving the Extreme. Reliving the Extreme is a production of Maxin' Out Media. All rights reserved.